Hey guys, it's me. The reason for the darkness is because my book was Night by Elie Wiesel. And seeing how, there's certain things that can't really add in the book, Night, I figured it would be, more suitable for school if I just sort of talked about it in the night. So, to start, we can go back to 1944. Elie, who was a teen at the time, had a teacher named Moshe the Beadle. When Moshe returned from a near-death scare, he warned everyone that Nazi soldiers planned to threaten their life. But regardless of the stories told about the Nazis, Elie's family kept their cool. In the spring, Nazi authorities began shipping trainloads of Jewish people to Auschwitz, a concentration camp. Elie's family is part of the final convoy. On their way to the camp, one of the people that they shared the cart with began to go a tad crazy and started screaming about, visions of fires and death, and, no one, they listened, but they just thought it was her insanity getting to her. So, fast forward 3 days. At midnight of the third day of their deportation, the group looks in horror at flames rising above huge ovens, and they start choking from the odors of burning flesh. Some guards force Elie's group through a selection of those who seemed fit to work. If you weren't in good enough shape, however, your inevitable death came that much faster. Elie and his father, Shlomo, lied about their ages and went with the younger men into a certain section of Auschwitz. Elie's mother and 2 sisters disappeared into a different camp. After viewing infants being tossed into a burning pit, Elie kinda gave up on religion and rebelled against God. Every day, about tripped. That's crazy, I did not see that. Every day, Elie and his dad struggled to remain healthy, but they continued to work. After 3 weeks, the 2 of them were forced to march to Buna, a factory in the Auschwitz complex, where they sorted electrical parts in a warehouse. The brutality towards Jewish people reaches in height when guards hang a 13-year-old who dies slowly before Elie's eyes. Over time, Elie grows remorse during Rosh Hashanah services. At the next selection, the doctor said Shlomo wasn't fit to work. However, in a second physical exam, Shlomo was given another chance to live and work. Elie's foot began to swell up that winter. As a Russian liberation force got closer and closer to the Nazi camp, SS troops were transferred to Buna, another concentration camp, in 1945. The remaining Wiesels, which was Elie and his dad, along with the rest of the prisoners, were forced to run 42 miles in snow at night just to reach Auschwitz, another concentration camp. Shortly after arriving, Elie had surgery on his foot. 2 days after his surgery, the inmates of Buna were forced into a death march. In the end, the remaining prisoners were transferred to Buchenwald. Elie wrapped his foot up in remainders of a blanket, marched and ran as fast as he could for 10 days, and after days of substituting food and water for mouthfuls of snow, the remaining inmates were packed in open cattle cars again and sent to Buchenwald. Of the 10,000 prisoners transferred, only around 6,000 made it through the entire journey. In wooden bunks Elie tried to nurse his father back to health. However, the dying man began to succumb to delirium. Elie's mind slipped into semi-insanity. One day, Elie awoke after a miserable night. When he looks around, he sees that his father was gone. Eventually, resistance breaks out in Buchenwald. In April, Americans freed all of the prisoners. However, Elie is still so detrimentally ill that after he's freed, he got sick. During his time spent in the hospital, Elie made a promise to himself that he would write a book about his experiences in the Holocaust. But because he wasn't ready to repeat what he had gone through, he gave himself a 10-year deadline to write the book. Later in life, Elie reunited with his sisters. In 1969, Elie married Marion Erster Rose. In 1972, the two of them had a son together. His name was Shlomo. Since this time, Elie has written many books. They have helped many people who have suffered in the past. He's also been on the Oprah Winfrey Show before Oprah got her own network. The end.